Welcome to Locked On Lakers on YouTube. Brian Kamenetzky and Andy Kamenetzky. Andy, some huge questions coming up this offseason. So we thought we would take a little bit of time and put out some
it's
of
like
what
an off-season Seder.
It really is. Why is this offseason different than other off-seasons?
They went out in the first round.
That's a little shout out to our Jewish listeners.
L'chaim.
Shalom to all of you.
We can do this.
Yes.
we have a permission structure.
That's right. So one of the things that we're each going to do this, but we're going to put out what we think to be the most significant questions the Lakers are facing this offseason. We'll start with mine, Brian Kamenetzky's most significant Lakers questions this offseason. Number one for me, Andy.
In the Haggadah?
How many shekels is Jeannie Buss willing to spend in luxury tax money this offseason?
Again, very important to point out the permission structure.
Right. Yeah, I guess true. Once we get into money. So okay. All of the things we're going to talk, like, do you re-sign Alex Caruso? How much do you spend on Dennis Schroeder? Do you re-sign THT? All of it comes down in a lot of ways to this question that's right there on the board. How much money is Jeannie Buss willing to spend in luxury taxes for a team that can win a title? No question. But also, as we've seen, has a little flaws with the potential injuries.
Let me throw out one quick number to you, Brian, before we move on to the next question. 109. That is the number in millions that the Lakers have committed already to LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kyle Kuzma, and KCP alone. Those four. Continue to question too.
Yeah, if Jeannie comes back in the fall and says, my team is on the floor, that is a bad sign for Lakers fans. Question number two. How much value do Kyle Kuzma and KCP have around the league? Because if the Lakers are going to make a trade, it is likely going to be around these guys who make the kind of money that is easy and easy to move, relatively easy to package with another player who would be an upgrade from Kuz or KCP. The Lakers don't have a lot of stuff, and they're short on tradable contracts except for these guys. And I think the answer to that question is a goddamn mystery, because Kuz did some great stuff this year and became a better basketball player, as we talked about on Wednesday's episode of Locked On Lakers. But he also didn't score and fell flat in the playoffs and all that stuff. And KCP, I don't know.
I believe he shot a robust 11% from behind the arc. Granted, dealing with an injury himself,
right.
but still.
But was great 2 years ago.
Yes, he was.
All that stuff. And I think showed his value during the regular season. He's turned into a pretty good NBA player.
Oh, absolutely. No question.
All right, my third question is this one. Do the Lakers extend Frank Vogel this offseason, Andy? Because if they allow him to go into this year as a lame duck coach, holy hell, that's going to raise a lot of questions every time they have a 3-game losing streak or seem to be disappointing or whatever it might be.
Every time we just see Jason Kidd smile.
I was about to say, particularly if Jason Kidd is still on the roster. So if the Lakers want stability going into a critical season, as we talk about on Wednesday's show, I think it is imperative, almost as much as anything they do with the roster, that they get this thing with Frank Vogel done before they get to training camp in the fall.
Look, in the past, the Lakers have shown a willingness to pay multiple coaches at once. We'll see if they're willing to do that moving forward as well.
All right, so those are my three big questions for the offseason. Andy will be back with his. Please make sure to subscribe to Locked On Lakers on YouTube for all sorts of web-exclusive content to go along with the podcast that you can also find on the YouTube channel as well. We'll see everybody next time.